Hi everyone. So this time we'll be doing part two of the solving quadratics by factoring using the greatest common factor. So, like I thought in the first part, the greatest common factor or the GCF can be um, used to factor expressions. So, but how do you get this GCF? Of course, you need to use the factor 3. So from the given example, example number 2, let's just take the constants. So let's try to find the factors of 40 and 64 using the factor tree. So let's start with 40. So using the factor tree, the least that I could divide 40 would be 2. That's the lowest number that I could divide it with. So 2 times 20 gives me 40. I could still break down 20, right? So 20 divided by 2 gives me 10. So 2 times 10 gives you 20. Can I still break down 10? Yes, I can. So 2 times 5 give me 10. Can I still break down 5? Not anymore, right? You can't have any more factors of 5 other than 1. So what are my roots of the factor tree? I will have 2, 2, 2, and 5, which means my 40 has factors of 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Now, how about 64? So, let me just go ahead and write this down on the other side. So, 40 gives me 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. So, my 64, if I divide it by 2, the least I could have would be 32. 2 divided by 64 divided by 2 is 32. I can still divide 32 by 2. That gives me 16. I could still divide 16 by 2. That would be 8. 2 times 8. I could still divide 8 by 2, and that gives me 4. And I could still divide 4 by 2. So that's 2 times 2. So I'm done. What are my roots? So my 64 gives me 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So that's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. All right? So, how do I get the greatest common factor or DCF of 40 and 64? So I could factor this particular algebra expression. So let's find the common. My common is this two pairs of twos. I have these two pairs of twos again. These two pairs of twos again. 5 and 2 is not common, so cross that out. You don't need that. So 1, 2, and 3. So 2 times 2 times 2 are my common numbers. So I could say 2 times 2 gives me 4 times 2 gives me 8. So therefore, my greatest common factor is 8. So let's solve problem number 2. So 40 x to the 8 y plus 64 x to the fourth y. So both 64 and 40 are divisible by 8. So let's break down 8. Put that outside of a parentheses. Of course, 40 is divisible by 8, and that gives me 5. And of course, that's a plus. 64 is divisible by 8, and that gives me 8. But what about the variables? All right, let's break down the variables. So I'd say I have x is 8 and x to the fourth. So by loss of exponent, I can say my x to the 8 is x to the fourth times x to the fourth, right? Because based on law of exponents, you add the exponents when you multiply variables, same variables. So if that's the case, I would have my greatest factor of x to the 8, or my common factor of x to the 8 as x to the fourth times x to the fourth. And I have 1 x to the fourth here. So therefore, still the same, x to the 8 has a common factors of x to the fourth and x to the fourth. X to the fourth is equal to x to the fourth. So my common factor is x to the fourth. So I will take this out, x to the fourth. This will be my x to the fourth. And of course, since that is x to the fourth, that's pretty much 1. So, and in algebra, you don't really write down 1. So it's an invisible 1 in there. Now, what about the y? Of course, you have y, the first one that's here. It's on erasing that one. So y is equal to y, or as a factor of y. And the other one is also y. So both factors of y. So I can say I'll take out y. Let me move that parentheses. Take out the y. And that's pretty much it. So this is my final factors. So let me go ahead and finalize that. So that is my factors. But how do I know if that is correct? So let's check our answer. 8 x to the fourth y times 5 x to the fourth plus 8. So let's by distributive property, 8 times 5 is 40. X to the fourth times x to the fourth, you just add the exponent, so that's x8. And of course, y, you take out that sign, so that's plus 8. 8 times 8 is 64. There's nothing here, so that's x to the fourth and y. So this is pretty much what is given in the problem right here. So therefore, our factors are correct. So this is your final answer. Hope that helps. If you have a question, please leave them in the comments. Thank you.